Hello and welcome to my second lunchtime live for Amp Wellbeing. Today we are going to go through, I'm going to take you through a beginner's guide to lifting. So I get asked this question all the time, and I'm really conscious that if you look on Instagram, you know, there's loads of people that are like lifting really big weights. And if you've never done it before, I just feel like that could be a bit intimidating. And, you know, how we do things and technique is so important, more important than anything else actually. There's no point doing it unless you're not doing it correctly. So my thing is slow it down. You know, we're trying to create healthy habits for life here, and this should become like a habit like brushing your teeth every day. So there is no rush, okay? Absolutely no rush. Hi everybody who's joining. It's all about taking your time, making sure that that form is correct, okay? And always start really with low weights and just take your time. So let's get on with this without further ado. We're going to warm up, okay? So I'm going to be here for about 20 minutes. So just circle those shoulders all the way back. So happy to be here. I haven't done a live workout for ages. It's really exciting. I feel really excited. I even got dressed up for the occasion. It got me all in one. My stretch and burn, haven't worn it for ages, and I'm having one of those weeks where I'm just feeling like, F it, you know, let's just wear it, just wear that outfit. Okay, we're going to come into a really nice spine twist, okay? Just conscious there that I'm somebody else's page, and I'm like, I can't be effing and jeffing. Okay, so keep those hips forward, keep those arms up here, okay? And then just think about that range of movement. Start looking your head can follow your hands round. We always have to warm up, okay? No matter what we're doing, we're going to come into some good mornings, okay? So we're going to come here, we're going to hinge at the hips. Keep your back straight. It's one of my favourite stretches. Feel that all the way down, the backs of your legs. Just feels so good, right? So we're just coming here, make sure you keep that back straight. And what a momentous day to be doing this. I'm feeling like I'm out with the blue. I have got blue on, but I've got my lovely red, red bits here. See, I'm all about democracy, fairness. Okay, let's open our chest out. So today, I'm going to take you through some of our basic strength moves, okay? So we're going to do some with our arms, then we're going to come to our lower body, then we're going to do some total body moves. So when we mix it in, you know, we're all busy juggling in the fast lane of life. Okay, so sometimes we don't have a great deal of time, so we need to fit it in, okay? Right, we're going to come down here, and no matter what you do, and no matter how much time you do or don't have, always make sure that you do a really good warm-up, okay? Whatever you're engaging with, it's so essential because it injury-proofs us, it reduces that opportunity of injury. Okay, get that synovial fluid coming into our joints to make sure that we are protected and warmed up, okay? Excellent. Okay, so we're going to come down. We're going to touch or aim for the toes. You don't have to touch it. It's not competition, it's just everybody's body is different, okay? So never ever compare. Comparison is that thief of joy, and just listen to your own body, okay? I'm here to guide you. I'm here to provide guidance on technique, a workout, a warm-up, but my body is different to yours. Everybody's body is different. Okay, then we're going to come round all the way, just opening those hips. Yeah, I always say never, you know, our body compositions go the other way are so different, okay? So you've got to listen to your body, and it's all about gradual progress, and rewarding yourself and acknowledging that progress is really important. Let's come here, we're going to open the gates, we're just opening those hips and those hip flexors. Okay, it's just all about sustainability as well, making exercise sustainable for life. There's no quick fixes here. And change side. And that is why I always like to focus on how it makes you feel, because those results are instant, okay? And the physicality of any workout we do, that comes down the line, okay? But ultimately, if you focus on how it makes you feel, like, God, I feel much better. action on your well-being. Okay, we're going to come into a squat now, okay? Great for our glutes. So we're going to come down, okay? So here, we want those hips down. You can have your toes out, slightly pointing out. Okay, we want to come down. We want that weight to go in the heels. Our chest is open, okay? And as we get to the top, just slightly tilt that pelvis forward to switch our glutes on. Really excellent work. We're coming here. One of our fundamental moves. I always, at the beginning of my classes, as well, just go through that technique again. It's just so essential. I'm doing this day in, day out, okay? Then we're going to come into a reverse lunge, but you know, there's no reason why you should remember all this. So when we come out of our reverse lunge, push through that front heel, okay? To come out, not through the ball of the feet. We're coming here. So we're warming up, but we're just using it as an opportunity to also remind ourselves, refresh of certain elements of technique. Coming here, all the way down. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, let's just shake out. We're just going to come in and just give our wrists a little rotation because I want to make sure, you know, they do a lot of work for us. We want to give them some nourishment and some love. Okay, I'm going to do the same, similar with our ankles. Okay, so bring one knee up. And then we're just going to have a really nice ankle rotation. Okay, change sides. Ooh, one side may be easier than the other. And it also depends with balance. It really depends on what our estrogen is doing on any given day. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to come into our first upper body exercise. It's a bicep curl, okay? So, I'm just going to take you through some teaching tips before I pick up my favourite amped weights. I absolutely love them. And a lot of the time, I will use these in my classes. Actually, I love them because I do a lot of reps, okay? Do for a lot of muscular endurance, okay? I love them. Aren't they lovely? Okay, so let's just quickly go through here with a bicep curl, okay? So we want our feet hip width apart, okay? And always before we start, make sure that core's switched on. So we just squeeze those glutes, slightly tilt that pelvis forward, and then we are switched on, and we bring the weight up here, okay? Keep this arm close to your body. We're isolating this muscle, okay? So we're going to come here. We're going to do 10 of these. I'm going to talk you through, okay? So we're coming here all the way. We come up slightly faster, and then there's a slow release down, okay? And you can see I'm keeping the top of my arm close to the body, okay? So we can really make sure that we're focusing on this muscle. Look, you can see it moving, working there, okay? Really lovely. So again, just take your time. Don't ever think, well, I can't do that, okay? It's a process. It's a process. And nobody expects you to know. I do get so many people, you know, you're told if you're a midlifer, like me, I'm 46, and then I just feel like there's so much information now, you know, how we're talking about menopause and menstruation is great, but I just feel like all of a sudden, it's like, yep, you should start lifting weights. If you've never done that before, that can be really intimidating. Here we go. Okay, now I'm going to come into a shoulder press, another great move. I'm actually going to come down onto my knees for this one, okay? So I'm going to come down onto my knees. And what we're going to do here is just, again, check in with that posture. Something you can do here, a little tip, is you can just fold your onto the balls of your feet, and that just see how that straightens that posture. If that doesn't feel comfortable, no worries at all. If you need a cushion, make it comfortable, okay? There is no heroism here. It's just making sure that you're comfortable. So with our shoulder press here, we're going to do a strict shoulder press. Very strict me, very autocratic. Okay, where we just keep that elbow at shoulder height, okay? My palms are facing forward, okay? My wrists are engaged. We don't want any floppy wrists when we are strength training, okay? So we're here. We're just going to do a single arm one here so you can just see what is going on here. What is going on here? It's Friday, okay? We've got another two this side. And we're going to come to the other side. Now, I've got 2.5s here, okay? And they're lovely because they've got like a little grip in them. I absolutely love working with them because they don't get slippery. So you don't, you know, misplace them in your hands. So they're very good for controlling, okay? Because that's the other thing with strength training. We want controlled moves. And it's about time under tension, okay? Time under tension. And I always say to people on my membership, it's about every time you come and move your body, it makes you a success. Because I get so upset when I hear women saying, here we go, all the way up and rest. You know, oh, I don't feel like I'm very good at exercise, or I don't know what I'm doing, or I don't, you know, and it's like, oh my gosh, just move and you're amazing if you move your body. I'm going to stay on my knees here, okay? So, what we're going to do is come into a tricep extension. So just trying to find a muscle. We've got the holy grail here. We're going to do the bicep, shoulders, and our triceps. Tricky triceps. So these muscles like behind here, they're very small, and they're really, really tricky and hard to train. Okay, so we're going to come here. We're going to do an extension. Again, what we're doing, we're isolating here. So what we want to do is bring the tops of our arms close to our head. Really lovely, excellent work. Okay, so we're going to breathe out as we come up, and we breathe in on the release. And that new oxygen, fresh oxygen, will help as well. Getting that oxygen to our muscles will help through our workout. So be conscious that you always breathe on the extension and breathe in on the release. Okay, here we go. That's it. Okay, so that's our 3 arm exercises that I want to share with you today. Okay, now we're going to move on to some things that we're going to do for our legs, some classic moves. Just going to grab a drink of water. Your classic moves. This time we are going to use, you can use one weight. Actually, I'm going to start by demoing with one weight here. Okay, so we're going to come into a squat, but we're going to make it a weighted squat. Okay, so we're just going to quickly go through our squat again. So we come here, weights into our heels, okay? My chest is up and open. Why don't I turn this way? Then you might be able to see me better. I'm going to hold the weight here. So we're just adding that weight to add some resistance to this move, okay? So we're coming here and all the way back up. Slow it down so you can really feel the mechanics of your body in this move. And as we come to the top, we just slightly tilt that pelvis forward, okay? And we come back down. Excellent work. Okay, really good. Now, you carry on doing that. I'm just going to pick up another weight, because another way we can do this is with a goblet, so we can come here. We can add 2 weights if we want to up the ante. That's a progressive move. So here we go. We talk about progressive overload, and that's when we really see results. We don't need to worry about that when we're beginning. All we need to focus on is technique. Always, if you feel like you're not doing it with the right technique, and rest. Always drop the weight, focus on the technique. And if you're feeling a bit rubbish on any given day, you think, oh, I can't do it today, just do the exercise. Don't do it with weights, or lower your weights and focus on technique, because a session where you focus on technique is never wasted. Okay? Right, we're going to come into a reverse lunge this time. I'm going to hold both weights. Again, you've got 2 options. You can hold one weight here, okay? Or you can hold 2 weights here, and I'm going to come back. So we're going to come here. When we push out of this move, we push through the front heel, okay? So we come here, we come back, and look at my body. It's my shoulders are back. Always checking as well, are my shoulders soft? Before you start, it's like mirror signal maneuver. Are my shoulders soft? Okay, is my chest open? Have I engaged my core? As you come back out, okay? We push through the heel, we squeeze those glutes, tilt that pelvis when we get to the top. So how many more things does this woman want us to do? Come on, ladies, all the way, keep going. And gents, if there's any gents. Coming back, here we are. Okay, excellent work. Okay, now we're going to come into a sumo squat. Now the great thing about squats is they are so good for us, because they work our glutes, okay? And other parts of our legs, so our lower body too, our quads. But depending on what squat we go for, there's so many different ones you could do. Will depend on which part of this area that we are targeting. Now our glutes, let's talk about glutes for a minute. Just before I get into, so I'm going to get into my sumo squat. So we're going to widen the gate, okay? So before we were doing a narrow leg squat, now we're doing a sumo. So we come here, okay? Toes are pointing out. We still want to check in with our shoulders. Maybe sometimes do a roll back. Okay, hold our weight here, so one weight. We're going to come down here, okay? We're going to hold as we come into a bicep. Sorry, no, we're not going to do a bicep. I beg your pardon, I'm getting carried away with myself. That's what's coming up next. That's a major spoiler alert there. So we're coming down, okay? Weight into the heels. Chest is up and open, okay? And you squeeze those glutes at the top. Now, I was going to say about inactive glutes, because we sit in chairs, okay? What happens is our glutes can become inactive. So I always add so many glute exercises to reset that. And a lot of the time, lower back issues are actually about inactive glutes. Because what happens is our body starts to compensate in other areas. So our lower back gets it because our glutes are switched off. So our lower back is doing more work. And that is why squats are amazing. And they help with posture, they help, the benefits are endless. Could do a whole session just on glutes. Okay, we're now going to come into a deadlift, another just a wonderful exercise. Okay, so here I'm holding 2 weights. You could hold 1, okay? Even if you're holding like a tin of something, a bottle of water, just to start yourself off. Okay, so with the deadlift, we're going to come our back, stay straight. We hinge at the hips, okay? And we have a bend in the knee. We keep those weights close to our body. Then as we come out, we push through the heels, and at the same time we hinge at the hips, push our pelvis forward. This is a tricky one to get the hang of. So you may want to start doing it without weights, just to get that technique right. And once you get it, it will make sense, okay? So you come down a bit slower. You keep those weights really close to your legs, and you push through the heels. And at the same time as you push back up, you squeeze your glutes and come forward. Tilt that pelvis forward. Okay, all the way down. Excellent. So we're breathing out as we come down. We come down a bit slower and we can come up once you get into the groove a little bit faster. I'm feeling really warm already. Let's just do one more here and we're back up. Okay, excellent. I'm going to just grab a little drink of water. Now, what's happening now is we're coming on to 3 total body moves, okay? No, 4. I'm giving you 4. Okay? So on my classes, I teach 3 classes a week. Okay, they're 30 minutes each. And what I aim to do, well, I think I do it pretty well actually, is do, sometimes, you know, we want to optimize that 30 minutes, okay? So here we are, we're going to come into our squat and press. So we're bringing the lower body and the upper body together. So we're going to stand in this position here. We're going to come down into our squat. Okay, then we're going to come here. We're going to go into a hammer curl, which is another bicep, and into a press. God, I'm really throwing it out there now. It's a 3-part move. 3 for the price of 1, okay? So we come down into that squat. Okay, then we come here into hammer, and then into a shoulder press. So a hammer curl is very similar to a bicep. It is another form of bicep curl. Okay, with our bicep, our standard bicep curl, this is the difference. That our palms are facing us. Okay, with a hammer, your palms are facing your body. Okay, so that's the difference. That's the difference there. It's like we can't game of spot the difference, couldn't we? That's what we could do sometimes, actually. Just thought of another reel idea. All the way. It's all about the reels these days on Insta, isn't it? It's like trying to come up with new ideas all the way to trick the algorithm. It's really hard. I'm like, when did I turn into a content creator? I'm a fitness coach. All the way, but it's all part and parcel. So anyway, I try and optimise my 30-minute sessions with my ladies because I know, you know, we're juggling everything, but it's so resourcing and nourishing to get your exercise in. It makes me a nicer person. That's one of the main things about it. All the way down. We're coming here and we are resting. Excellent. Okay, now we're going to do a reverse lunge with a bicep curl. See, now what I'm doing here is we are making this happen. We're putting them together. Do you like what I've done there? Okay, so we're reversing into our reverse lunge. Here, into a bicep, and it's our standard bicep here now. Okay, so our palms facing up to the ceiling to start off with. Then, they're facing our body as they come up. Remember to keep those biceps close, or the tops of your arms close to your body. Excellent. Now, I forgot, I lost my train of thought. I was talking about, intimidation, gym intimidation, intimidation of weightlifting that I see a lot of the time. And, you know, don't fret. Anything you do is excellent. It's so much better to just start really slowly and you do you. You do what works for you. You know, if you start somewhere, it can feel really overwhelming, and just really baby steps, okay? Find a trainer that you like and rest. Find your tribe. Find a time that works for you. It's got to be frictionless, but you also need to prioritise it. You need to prioritise yourself. No one else is going to do that for you. Okay, we're going to come now into a sumo squat with the biceps. I'm just showing you how, you know, as we build up, we're going to come here, okay, all the way back up. Let's start with our weight here. Here we go. So we're coming down, then we're coming here and back up. And I may start to like introduce a pulse. 1, 2, 3. And then we come down, we can come up. So again, I'm just sort of playing around now. 1, 2, 3. To see how I always try and make it different. There's lots of variety in my workouts to keep it interesting. Okay. And I always recommend having a variety of weight sizes. Really good. All the way. Come on. Couple more here. And then we're going to come down. We're almost there. And also, I'd say find something you enjoy and rest. Or dislike the least, maybe a better way of saying that. Okay, now, oh, I like this move. We're going to do a deadlift and a squat, okay? So we're going to come into it. I'm going to demo first. So I've got both my weights. Again, you could hold one if you wanted to, okay? If you're like lifting a weight that feels a bit like it makes you come out of the actual structure of the exercise, then drop the weight and wait. Okay, so just keep checking in the whole time. Don't feel like, well, okay, well, she's holding weights, so I'm going to have to hold weights. No, it's your workout. You know yourself better than anybody. So we're coming into this deadlift, okay? We're coming up a bit faster, and then we're coming into a squat. I'm going to bring my weights here, okay? So we're going to come here. Then we're coming up out of that deadlift. Bring that weights here to this position, which is called a goblet squat. So we're coming back down. I really love this move. It's such an excellent move. Deadlift, squats, reverse lunges. Yes, they're the old classics, but you know what? They work. And all the exercises I've done today would be in my top 10 exercises. If you said, what would 10 exercises be that you do? That's another good reel, isn't it? This has been really good for me. I'm getting creative here. All the way, come on. All the way down. We've got a couple more. And then one more. In fact, before we go, I just want to show you how I progress some of these moves. So I'm going to come into, so with our bicep, really quickly, I'm just going to hold one weight. So I'm going to come here, making sure always, slow down to make sure. So I come here, then I come into a pulse for 3. So that's how we progress. But if you were to work with me, and I'm doing that progression, I say, right, pulse now. So it's your first session. I just say, don't do the pulses. Okay, there's something for everyone. So the same workout can work for a whole heap of people. Shoulder press. What I might do here is we'd say again, bring the pulses in. They're a great way of intensifying. So we'd start with this strict shoulder press where we only come here because it means that the muscle tension stays on rather than coming down here. You can come here as well, but as soon as we come lower than here, it takes that tension off. So we come here, and then I set the end, I may say pulse for 10. Keep it up, pulse for 10, just to add a little bonus, those marginal gains, if that's what you're feeling. Okay, also with a tricep, again, I could say, you know, we pulse it at the end. So we come here, imagine we're doing our tricep, and I go pulse for 10, pulsing at the end. So just to give you an indication of how we would progress things and intensify things. Okay, we're going to stretch it out, okay? So a really lovely one for stretching out our biceps, when we work our biceps, just bring your hand onto the palm. Don't overextend, okay? Just feel a nice stretch there. Such a lovely extension stress. Woo! I'm actually really warm. It doesn't take a lot, does it? I really enjoyed that. It flew by. Always does, doesn't it? Always flies by the time. Okay, what it does for me when you're working out. So we're going to just extend, interlace those fingers. Extend, bring your chin to chest. And like I say, never ever just do the work and go, well, I haven't got time to warm up or warm down, because you could regret that. Because the other thing I say to people is, it's like, yes, you want to work hard, you want to make the most of your time, and then just coming all the way. So you just rotate those hands, okay, so your palms are facing the ceiling. You can also come onto the balls of your feet, just for an additional extension. Okay, come to one side. And as I was saying, you may think like, it's a false economy. It's like getting up for a really early flight. It's like, yeah, it's great because it's much cheaper, but then you've got to pay additional costs to get there. Okay, you've got the stress of starting your holiday off on a bad foot. I'm going to come all the way round into a lovely spine rotation. Your spine will thank you. Okay, so coming all the way round. Oh, that feels good, doesn't it? And then we're going to come all the way down. So again, it's like you don't warm up and then you get injured and then you'll be out. You could be out for a period of time. And that means it will put you behind. So it's better to just do things at a steady pace. Now switch your head, your neck, everything off here. You can have a bend in your knee. This is a stretch, not an exercise. Okay, and then we're just going to really slowly make our way back up to standing. We're going to bring one foot to our bottom. Okay, and just to help with balance, just focus on tilting that pelvis forward, pushing through on that thigh. So yeah, steady. Slow and steady wins the race. It's definitely a marathon. We choose to get on. And it's about finding it and placing it in your routine as a non-negotiable. I know that's really hard. I get it. I totally get it. But once you start getting it and understand and feeling the benefits of how, for me, it makes me really be able to clarify my thoughts, allows me to focus, moves any mood. When you're like rushing to, I've got two daughters, rushing to school, and I'm feeling like, oh, the morning didn't go how I planned, and forgot this, forgot that. Come back, work out, 9 a.m. 3 days of the week, and then I feel afterwards, I'm like, that helped me. Now I feel ready. I'm motivated to go on and do the next thing. Okay, let's stretch out our hamstring. I just find otherwise you can just sit with that horrible feeling of whatever didn't go right, and obviously we blame ourselves, which we shouldn't, but we do. We're only human. Okay, so we're just going to come here, swipe side to side. And I just think it makes us feel good, builds our confidence. I feel more confident, more stronger, more powerful. Okay, place your hands on the base of your spine. Open that chest. And just take a moment. If you've done this workout, to congratulate yourself. It's cumulative. Everything we do, it's cumulative. And give yourselves a round of applause as we come into 3 deep breaths, all the way down and up. Breathe out and then breathe. Deep breath in. And give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you so much for joining me. I've loved doing another workout for Amp Wellbeing. I love, look, I've got my wonderful mat. That is my signature thing. I love it so much. It's so soft and it looks great. I love leopard print. Love my weights. And I use these in pretty much every one of my online sessions. Hope you enjoyed it. If you've got any questions, please send them through. Have a wonderful weekend and let's hope we get some sunshine. See you next time.